Page 329.
To have on is to wear.
I have on a flowered dress.
She has on a blue and white checkered blouse.
This baby has on a diaper.
I have on a pair of blue jeans.
He has on a baseball uniform. Page 330.
He has on striped pants.
He has on a pink and white striped shirt.
This baby has on a sleeper. I have on a denim jacket.
She has on a Girl Scout uniform. Page 331.
To have to do with is to concern.
Astronomy has to do with the stars and the planets.
Zoology has to do with animals.
Geography has to do with countries.
Geometry has to do with figures.
Anthropology has to do with tribes and customs. Page 332.
Astrology has to do with horoscopes.
Botany has to do with flowers and plants.
Geology has to do with rocks.
Chemistry has to do with formulas.
Psychology has to do with the mind.
Page 333.
Have a good time. Have a good day. Have a cigarette. Do you have the time? Have a seat.
Page 334. Have fun. Have a nice weekend.
Do you have a light?
Do you have a moment? Have a chair.
Module 14.
Page 335.
I take the bus downtown.
We take a taxi to the airport.
We take the train for long trips.
He takes the ferry to the island.
We take an elevator to go up.
Page 336.
She takes the streetcar in San Francisco.
He takes the limousine from the airport.
They take the minibus for short trips.
She takes a ship to Europe.
They take the subway in New York.
Page 337.
I take English lessons.
You take pictures on your birthday.
He takes classes at the university.
She takes sugar in her tea.
This store takes checks.
Page 338.
I don't take English lessons. I take karate lessons.
You don't take pictures on your birthday. You take pictures when you go on a trip.
She doesn't take classes at the university. She takes classes in high school.
She doesn't take sugar in her tea. She takes lemon.
This store doesn't take checks. It takes cash and credit cards.
Page 339.
Do they take the baby to the pediatrician?
Yes, they do.
Does he take his children to school?
Yes, he does.
Does he take his suits to the dry cleaners?
Yes, he does.
Do we take our film to the photographer?
Yes, you do.
Does she take the empty bottles to the store?
Yes, she does. Page 340.
Do they take the dog to the pediatrician?
No, they don't. They take the dog to the veterinarian.
Does he take his wife to school?
No, he doesn't. He takes his wife to work.
Does she take her watch to the dry cleaners?
No, she doesn't. She takes her watch to the jeweler's.
Do you take your car to the photographer?
No, we don't. We take our car to the garage.
Does she take the dirty clothes to the store?
No, she doesn't. She takes them to the laundry. Page 341. Don't you take capsules for a cold?
Yes, I do.
Don't children take vitamins?
Yes, they do.
Don't you take cough syrup for a cold?
Yes, I do.
Doesn't he take a bath every day?
Yes, he does.
Doesn't she take a nap in the afternoon?
Yes, she does.
Page 342. Don't you take capsules for a headache?
No, I don't. I take aspirin for a headache.
Doesn't his wife take vitamins for her nerves?
No, she doesn't. She takes tranquilizers for her nerves.
Don't you take cough syrup for an upset stomach?
No, I don't. I take Alka-Seltzer for an upset stomach.
Doesn't she take a bath every day?
No, she doesn't. She takes a shower every day.
Doesn't she take a nap in the evening?
No, she doesn't. She takes a walk in the evening.
Page 343. It takes me 15 minutes to wash the dishes.
It takes you 10 minutes to write a letter.
It takes him 20 minutes to take a bath.
It takes her all day to clean the house.
It takes the coffee maker 25 minutes to make coffee. Page 344.
It takes me 1 hour to cut the grass.
It takes you days to read a book.
It takes her 5 minutes to comb her hair.
It takes her 1 hour to make dinner.
It takes the dryer 45 minutes to dry the clothes.
Page 345.
To take one's time is to be slow. He's a slow worker. He takes his time.
I take my time in the kitchen.
She takes her time with the sewing.
He takes his time with the newspaper.
You take your time in the garage.
Page 346.
She's a slow ironer. She takes her time.
You take your time in the shower.
She takes her time with the knitting.
She takes her time with the story.
You take your time with the repairs.
Page 347.
To take out is to remove or to invite out.
She takes the garbage out every day.
She takes the cake out of the oven after 40 minutes.
He takes the jack and the spare tire out of the trunk.
He takes his wife out once a week.
He takes his girlfriend out twice a week. Page 348.
They take their sports equipment out before summer.
She takes the ice cream out of the freezer after dinner.
He takes the old oil out of the car every 3 months.
He takes the whole family out every Sunday.
He takes the secretary out to lunch every other day.
Page 349.
To take part in is to participate. She takes part in many activities.
They take part in school plays.
I take part in decisions.
He takes part in debates.
You take part in the baseball game.
Page 350.
He takes part in social events.
They take part in the parade.
He takes part in the management.
You take part in the discussion.
You take part in the swimming meet.
Page 351.
To take place is to occur.
Weddings take place in churches.
Soccer games take place in stadiums.
The story takes place in New York.
Elections take place every 4 years.
The Olympic Games take place every 4 years. Page 352.
Graduation takes place once a year.
Baseball games take place on a baseball diamond.
The movie takes place in Moscow.
The inauguration takes place every 4 years.
The World Soccer Championship takes place every 4 years.
Page 353.
To take a seat is to sit down.
He takes a seat in the first row.
She takes a seat in the back of the auditorium.
You take a seat in the front of the car.
They take their seats after the goal.
He takes a seat before class. Page 354.
She takes a seat in the last row.
He takes a seat in the front of the auditorium.
You take a seat in the back of the car.
They take their seats after the national anthem.
He takes a seat in the middle of the classroom.
Page 355.
To take turns is to alternate.
They take turns on the swing.
My sister and I take turns with the dishes.
She and her mother take turns with the housework.
The players take turns at the bat.
You and I take turns in the card game. Page 356.
They take turns on the slide.
We take turns with the dusting.
They take turns with the cooking.
They take turns with the ball.
We take turns in the dart game.
Page 357.
To take care of is to look after.
A babysitter takes care of children.
She takes care of her plants.
He takes care of his car.
A housewife takes care of the house.
She takes care of her hair. Page 358.
Nurses take care of patients.
A gardener takes care of the garden.
An attendant takes care of a gas station.
A secretary takes care of the office.
She takes care of her fingernails.
Page 359.
To take apart is to disassemble.
He takes his toys apart.
A technician takes TV sets apart.
A mechanic takes cars apart.
A jeweler takes watches apart.
An electrician takes wiring apart. Page 360.
She takes her dolls apart.
A repairman takes appliances apart.
The inspector takes the work apart.
He takes his camera apart.
A plumber takes water pipes apart.
Page 361.
To take off is to leave or go.
The plane takes off from the runway.
The horse takes off at the starting gate.
The rabbit takes off in the field.
They take off on the weekend.
He takes off when the weather is good. Page 362.
The helicopter takes off from the rooftop.
The cars take off at the starting gate.
The dog takes off after the rabbits.
She takes off in the afternoon.
She takes off when there is snow.
Page 363.
To take for a ride is to travel for fun.
He takes his family for a ride every Sunday.
I take her for a train ride once a year.
He takes her for a ride on his motorcycle.
He takes her for a ride in his canoe. I take him for a ride on the roller coaster.
Page 364.
She takes him for a bus ride every day.
I take him for a plane ride once a year.
She takes her friend for a ride on her bicycle.
She takes him for a ride in a rowboat.
I take her for a ride on the Ferris wheel. Module 15.
Page 365.
I get gifts on my birthday.
He gets a lot of mail.
They get 20 minutes for a coffee break.
She gets a high salary.
You get postcards from friends in Europe.